Throughout Dead by Daylight history, there have been many overpowered killers, such as the Nurse, the Blight, the Ghoul, and the Kresu. However, some killers have made a name for themselves by being not just overpowered, but the most overpowered killers in Dead by Daylight history. And today, we're going to be going over those killers. So please, stick around, and without further ado, let's get right into this. Coming in at number 5, we have the Blight, which should be a surprise to no one, as the Blight's kind of been public enemy number 1 lately. But why? Well, it all has to do with how oppressively overpowered the Blight is, not just to Survivor players, but to the game itself. You see, the Blight has an incredibly free movement ability, able to be used on pretty much any map. In fact, the only maps he struggles on are RPD and Larry's, which most mobility killers struggle on. So it's not a Blight-specific issue. Not to mention, his power is also good in chase, and there are a number of techs that you can do in order to end chases quicker. Add on the fact that he's 4.6, so he doesn't have to use his power to chase you, and can just chase you down like a regular killer. And the fact that he has incredibly good and reliable add-ons, even after they were nerfed. For all of these reasons, the Blight is incredibly game-breaking. So much so, that all of the maps in Dead by Daylight have to be balanced around him, which has a negative ripple effect on other killers, because if you aren't as strong as Blight, you can't keep up on the maps anymore. But if they nerf the maps, then players won't be able to keep up with Blight. Coming in at number 4, we have the Skull Merchant. Now, Skull Merchant is kinda infamous in the Dead by Daylight community for one simple reason. She once possessed the ability to hold the game hostage for an entire hour. The servers would time out, and that was the only thing that ended those matches. Not her killing you, not the survivors escaping, the server timing out. This is obviously way too strong and way too big of a problem. But this is actually not her most overpowered. In fact, I would argue this is her weakest state ever. In the current game, not only does she have 5 drones, but she can place them wherever she wants. And get this, she can reverse their rotation. Crazy. And then, she also has the add-on low power mode, which just makes her completely busted. Because her lines, her drone scan lines, they never move. So you just set them up in an area, and when you go through there, she'll know. It's ridiculous. I know. However, her biggest strength isn't even something mentioned in her power. It's the fact that when you play her, for some reason, every survivor's internet crashes. It's really weird, and I think Behavior should fix this bug, because whenever I load up into Skull Merchant, within the first 2 minutes of the match, all the survivors are gone. Please fix this. Placing at number 3, we have Felix Richter. Felix Richter is an incredibly strong killer. He possesses 3 super good perks, such as Visionary, which allows you to see all the generators when some condition I don't fucking remember is fulfilled. And also, Built to Last, which means that he can go into a locker, and then he gets back some of the charges for his items. And finally, we have Desperate Measures, which boosts unhooking and healing speeds for every survivor who is injured. Now, if you ask me, all of these perks seem incredibly busted for killer. Built to Last makes you waste time in a locker. Visionary is fucking useless. And Desperate Measures only works when the team is losing. If you ask me, that's some pretty solid killer perks there. Now, there's also the fact that every time you see a Felix Richter on your team in solo queue, you know for a fact that you're gonna fucking die. And this man is going to leave you. He's a pretty-ass Nepo baby. This fucker can't do generators. All he knows is eat hot chip and lie. Coming in at number 2, we have the Trickster. Now, at first glance, the Trickster doesn't seem too overpowered. His main event is very strong, but it takes a lot of work to get. His knife throwing is relatively limited, and while some add-ons make him better, none of them are outstanding, other than one fucker. I'm looking at you, iridescent photo card. However, the true overpower of Trickster comes in when you realize just how much the devs have given him. Take a look down in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. What do you see? That's Trickster's power, Showstopper. What does Showstopper do? It allows him to throw knives. How many knives does he get by base kit? 36. And he can get 8 more with an add-on. Add on top of this, the fact that he can always reload a locker, so he has practically infinite knives. He has so many knives. Compare that to a killer like the Clown, or the Shape, or Ghostface, all of whom only get 1 knife per game. Wealth inequality at its finest. Behavior, remove at least 34 of his knives. Thank you. Before we get on to number 1, I'd like to give a quick honorable mention to Cool Kid, who has 3 abilities. Corrupt Nature, which is basically a mixture between the Artist's and the Huntress's ability. Goes through walls, shows you where survivors are, but you can aim like Huntress. He has Corrupt Walk Speed, which is kind of like a Wesker Dash. And he has Pizza Delivery Guys, who are basically the Knight's Guards. Really strong abilities in tandem, makes him incredibly strong. But he actually can't be on this list because he's not in Dead by Daylight. He's actually from this Roblox game called Forsaken. So yeah, sorry guys, I know you wanted him here, but he can't be on this list. Taking home the number 1 spot on our list is the Ghostface. Now to many, this may come as a shock, because the Ghostface is currently the second weakest, if not the weakest killer in the game, and many would agree. However, this has been much different through history. You see, many people know that Ghostface leaked with a dev build before the 3rd anniversary. However, what many people don't know is that during this dev build, Behavior left in a terrible, terrible mistake. Ghostface actually had access to the nuclear launch codes. This minor lapse in judgment led Ghostface to blow up the country of South Thailand. Now, this has been scrubbed from the history books, and is no longer remembered by most, but us Ghostface mains remember we once had. We had the power to nuke entire countries, and now Ghostface is just a husk of that. So, I propose that we give Ghostface back this power to nuke countries. Give him the launch codes again, Behavior. Fucking cowards. Well, folks, that's all for today. Do you agree with my picks? If not, let me know down in the comments. If you want to beat me to a bloody pulp until I stop moving, that's also completely fine. Remember, everyone has opinions, but mine are correct. Thank you all for being here, and have a good one. Bye-bye. Hey everyone. Just wanted to pop in real quick to say that this was an April Fool's Day video. Everything in this video is a joke. None of it is to be taken seriously. You can take it seriously though. I can't tell you how to live your life. But I had a lot of fun making it, and if you had fun watching it, please hit like and subscribe. Spread some cheese on this grilled cracker. And I will be uploading an actual video next week. So thank you everyone for being here, and happy April Fool's Day.